So, if you have to work around a society that's so snobbish and divided this way, what's the greatest thing you can do? One, this is my great idea. It's coming up. I can picture my PowerPoint. This is the slide now where my great idea comes out. You know what? We don't have to come together. We don't have to unite. It's all right. No group hug at the end of the day. It's okay. I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. We just have to have the same dream. No problem. It's all right. Why? Because we keep forcing ourselves. And I don't know if it's the church. And I point to Father Ted as I say that. I don't know if it's the church. But don't you love blaming the church, parents, and society for everything that's wrong? I don't know if it's the church or our predominant religion that forces us to magkaisa, unite, come together before we move. You know, we laud EDSA when we all got together against a dictator. We laud the late landslide when we all got together, rich, poor, whatever, helping because landslide people got hurt and we all got together. And another Reming, another Melania. It's always a disaster that gets us together, or a dictator, or that, or Pacquiao winning, which is somewhat disastrous too sometimes. But anyway, for me, there are so much more ordinary times in Philippine landscape. So we cannot always wait for a catastrophe to come together and the kumbaya at the end of the day, and let's all sing and etc. It's okay. You know what? I confessed to a priest before. It wasn't Father Ted, and I said, Father, there's this girl, I really don't like her. And I guess it's normal, you know, I'm sure you know one or two people you don't like. She's really not my type. I can't stand when I see her. I really get, basta, you get the picture. And this priest, very wise, of course he's a Jesuit, he said, Gang, you don't have to like her. The most Christian thing you can do right now is just avoid her. But, sir, she's my thesis partner. Ooh, now you know. She's my thesis partner. And then this priest goes, then just work with her. You can just write emails, as they email each other, or text. You don't have to be with her. Function still. Finish the work. You don't have to love her at the end of the day. You don't have to like her. But you can love her by at least not burning her dorm room down, which of course was part of the plan. Because I'm not a very kind person. So that's where ingenuity comes in. We have to start thinking, and I feel free to say this because I know you're all smart and you're all critical thinkers. How else can you afford to gimmick on a Thursday night in warehouse, whatever, Yakal Street? How else? So I know, I will not be careful when I say this. You don't have to follow the premise of magkaisa bago mag-progress. Unity cannot be a premise for action anymore. Obviously, it hasn't worked for us. But unity is the goal. That's where we want to go. That's what we want to achieve. We have one dream anyway. Does it mean we all have to high five? No, it's okay. Let's just share resources. We share technological expertise. We share knowledge. We share some of our time if you want. And just function where you are. If somebody from Greenpeace doesn't like someone from World Wide Fund, no problem. Greenpeace will continue doing what it is. World Wide will do this. So will Child Hope. So will etc. So will Life. So will Rocket and etc. And then when you look at the bigger picture, wow, maybe we are moving, we are progressing, without having to force the paralysis of wait, we have to get along first before we work with each other. Who are we kidding? We will always not like people at some point. But, of course, unity is always the best thing. Why? Because it always has the fruit of peace, and that's always the goal. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so the big idea, which is demonstrated in RockEd, is this. When somebody joins RockEd Philippines, they say, "Hi ma'am, I'm from Assumption, San Lorenzo." When they join RockEd, they don't need to meld with the other RockEd volunteers. They can join as RockEd Assumption and do their work where they are. They don't have to mingle with RockEd Singsco, Poveda. No, it's okay, no problem. Why? Because I've tried, we keep trying to force people together, but maybe that's not the start. Maybe it will get there someday, because if we keep working towards the same direction, we all end up in the same place anyway. But right now, maybe that's not where we start. Maybe it's all right. Maybe it's all right not to come together yet, but we do the work where we are, in our expertise, sharing an extension of expertise, because that's always necessary. Like a geologist friend of mine said, during the Leyte landslide, they weren't consulted by the rescue workers because they're scientists. They look really weird and thin and strange because they're scientists. Nobody asked them, the geologists, where do we dig after the Leyte landslide? So they spent 6 hours digging in one area. without asking that the tectonic plate shifted for half a mile. Of course, the school was now half a mile away. They were digging right where the spot was, where the school used to be. Now, that's an example of you're supposed to trust people's expertises. Whoever is the expert, trust that person. Share that knowledge, share that expertise. Do we have to light a candle together with a group hug in the end? No. It's okay. It's not the goal. That's not the key. That's not the means. Unity is the goal. And to end, my grand idea, which is probably, somebody told me, that's probably federalism, gang. And I said, I didn't have a name for it, and I don't really care about the government shape because I feel like whatever shape it's in, basta pareho yung nandun, it's still gonna be the same. So I don't know if it's federalism. All I know is that if we learn from our geological setup, which is we're a cluster of islands, and we can function there, but the whole Philippine island still progresses from there without us having to force the continental drift to push us back together again. It's okay. Right? To end, I think it takes all sorts of people to run a world. Right? A professor of mine who I really look up to asked me once, how come Rocket never rallies for issues? You never placard or go to the street. You're so lame. Then I always said, sir, because I don't think that's how we do it anymore now. This generation has a different shape. Then, of course, the argument went to the mechanics of a rally, which is a placard, sitting in front, in the sun, and sitting together. And then he kept saying, that's what a rally is for. You magnify issues, you magnify the statements, you let people hear you. Then I keep saying, but at the end of the day, you almost pray for a theatric dispersal so that you're featured on TV. But I was just thinking this. Why? Because I'm obedient, and I just say yes. But I'm so ingeniously disobedient now. I just nod, but I do something else. So I think with this room, I think we have some hope in this room because we know and we are smarter and probably more blessed than others who are able to study. We know when to disobey or not obey authority, but for as long as the goal is human rights for everyone, everyone has food, everyone has a job, everyone has etc. I know for a fact that language, obviously I'm a verbal person, language evolves with whatever is constantly used, like the word jologs, miscall, those weren't words before. Now they're words because they're constantly used. In the world, it's the same. We have c'est la vie, déjà vu from the French, we have blitzkrieg, we have schadenfreude from the Germans. My dream is someday, worldwide, the famous phrase that will ring all over that is Filipino is the phrase, bakit hindi? I want all over the world it will be as normal as the way Filipinos or Asians use the French terms, almost like their lingua franca. So all over the world, I want the Philippines to adapt or actually throw out that phrase to make it normal that it did come from the Philippines because the whole country asked all together, bakit hindi? Why not? I understand that there are many geniuses in the room, and I don't think you're extraordinary in terms of higher capacity or bigger capability of understanding or creating things. I think a genius is really someone who just asked, why not? But hindi. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you very much, Dan.